Hey everyone, Cole Karski here with another edition of Setup Sundays, even though it's a Monday. I was out on Lake of the Woods this weekend and I had terrible cell service, so I knew I would have no chance getting a video uploaded to the internet, so I figured I would come back home, gather myself, and do it today. And we had an awesome weekend. Me and a buddy and some fellow staffers from JG's Custom Lures took a trip out with Fred's Beds. They do an awesome job. They took care of us. They have great houses, and they're a great company to go through, so you guys should check them out. The fishing was a bit slow, and that's what we kind of gathered from all around us and their other houses and other people who I know were up around the lake. It was a little slower this weekend. Still caught lots of fish though. Slow for Lake of the Woods is still more fish than a lot of places. And one rig that helped us put a few extra fish in the bucket, at least for me personally, was this right here. And what this is it's a Della Bay Pronto Pup, and that's their light. Now don't let the light action fool you. This rod can handle a big fish if you hook into one. It's got some great backbone, but it's a nice lighter rod for doing a light presentation like I'm going to explain here. If you have a lighter jig, you don't want to have such a super stiff rod. You want to be able to pair the jig to the rod. Now, Della Bay does some custom items, including wraps. Here I have green and orange, and then I have the green cold snap bands. And I have this one as a split grip. I don't fish a ton of split grips, but I like them for a certain situation. This is one of them where this is a carbon blank. So this is a feel situation with this bite. So I like to be able to cradle the split grip right in the crook of my hand, so you just get extra feel with everything. And now, because it's a finicky bite, I'm using 5-pound fluorocarbon. This rod also doubles as my biggest panfish rod, or one of the biggest panfish rods, so I like this fluorocarbon. It's got the invisibility factor. I know Lake of the Woods is dingy water, but this is what I have it rigged up on. This is what I found that I like to use, because I like to use this on Mille Lacs and other places like that where it's crystal clear. So I have 5-pound fishing line, and I have their fluorocarbon. It's awesome stuff, really workable. It's on the Black Betty 6061. And then the business end. I don't know what the name of this is. I call it the Agate Bay jig. I grew up fishing out of Agate Bay on Mille Lacs. They always had these jigs on the counter, and every time I go in there, still to this day, I restock on a few of every color. So this is what I've named it. This is the only place I've seen them. I've seen variations of it at other bait shops and such, but these are the ones that are my favorite. They've got a great hook, super sharp, and I like the action that you get out of them. When you jig this, you could pair it with, say, a Euro Tackle 2-inch B-Vibe, a plastic if you wanted, but because it's a finicky bite and it's a finicky situation, I like to pair it with a minnow. I hook the minnow through the bottom jaw, and then I flip the hook, go through the underside, up through the back, and so the hook is pointing towards the nose of the fish. The fish doesn't stay the minnow doesn't stay alive as long that way, but you're slightly working this, and you're using the shape of this jig to your advantage. This jig isn't just a flat top and bottom. It's got a little bit of concave and convex to it. So when you jig, it creates a little bit of a dart. It's kind of like the same motion you would get with a horizontal minnow style bait, but it's on a very scaled down level. So that when I make little rod twitches, I'm just slightly moving this jig from side to side. And that's just enough to get these fish to bite and to commit and have a little bit of a reaction bite. It's definitely saved me on a bunch of trips. I also use these jigs under slip bobbers. It's great for if the bobber's going with the waves in open water. It's just one of my favorite jigs. So you can see I got my groove here. my groove box full of my jigs, and I've got a number of them right up the top here, and it's one of the ones that I always make sure every time I go through Agate Bay, I stock up on every color, and you just never know. So this is Cole Karski with Setup Sundays. If you have any questions, get a hold of me. If you're looking for a trip to Lake of the Woods through sleeper houses, get up to Fred's Beds. They run a great operation. Tight lines, everyone.